So guys, as you're coming in here, let me know where you're coming in from all over the world. I'm actually heading out later to literally all over the world. Also, let us know where you're coming in from. We have a great community here. Share this, guys. I am going to share some information today that I think for a lot of you, I hate to say game changing because that's so overused, but it's really going to be groundbreaking in the sense that this is a topic that is so important, and yet so many people really don't even understand. You know, they're either, when we talk about social media, they're either not engaging with it, or if they are, they're really just kind of checking the box and not really sure what it is that they're doing, okay? So go ahead there, guys. Comment below. Let me know where you're coming in from. We're going to give it a minute here for everybody to get here. Hit that share button, okay? The information I'm going to share here is for everybody, okay? I believe there's always enough room for everyone to succeed. So hit that share button. Let us know. Get this out to your colleagues, get other people in here. Thank you. I know we have a lot of offices and teams and people who count as one viewer, but really there's 5, 10, 20, 50 of you there. It's literally one of the coolest things when I go places and they're like, we watch you in our office all the time, just because I remember being that person and having that. So, so cool, guys. So do that. Just give us a minute here and then we will get going on everything else. I just want to look at some of the stuff here, make sure it's working everywhere, which I believe that it is, which is awesome. I want to see also, give me 1 second. I always like just kind of seeing like, how we doing here? Yep. Okay. So we got a good number of people here. Okay. We're also going to do a bit of a giveaway. Okay. So we're giving away a pair of tickets to the Jared James Advance in September, which is going to be September 18th and 19th back in Orlando, the same place we did it last year. So all you have to do is I just posted on my Instagram. So if you go to my Instagram at Jared James today, or just type in Jared James, there is a post that I just put up. Okay. You need to make sure you're following there, like that post, and then comment below, tag somebody who should be on here with you. And we will pick a winner this Friday. Okay. You're going to win a free pair of tickets to the 2025 Jared James Advance. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm seeing all the cool places you guys are coming in from. So freaking cool, guys. It's always cool to see how many of you get on here. This is a training today, by the way, where you're going to want to take a lot of notes. I'm going to be in the weeds a little bit, meaning I'm going to talk some higher level stuff. I'm going to talk some step-by-step stuff. What I can't do is I can't stop. And, you know, for every person that I don't see that in my settings, I can't do that. If technology works like we're hoping it will, which fingers crossed, guys, I will be sending out a recording of this afterwards. So let's hope that tech works like it's supposed to. And we're able to screen share like we're supposed to, and all the things I want to do today. And then I will send out something and let you all know. And then you can actually go and follow it step by step. At the same time, too, if I talk about doing something and you're not, you know, particularly, you know, sure how to do it, I know that social can be a confusing place. I mean, as it is, I put up a video the other day on my fan page and on Instagram and said, comment social below. And half of you were messaging me in my DMs rather than commenting. So I know it could be a very confusing place. If I talk about doing something and you're not sure how to do it, just go to YouTube and say how to, and it'll show you specifically how to do that thing. Okay. So we're going to get started here, guys. It's been a few minutes. So let me just say one more time, we're giving away a free pair of tickets to the 2025 Jared James Advance. All you need to do is go to my Instagram and like that photo that I just put up, the most recent one where it shows me here getting ready. Make sure you're following there. And then comment below and tag someone who should be doing this as well right now. And then we're going to pick a winner on Friday. Also, make sure you're watching this wherever you're watching it. Share this. We want this information to go out to as many people as we possibly can, because we think that it's information that's going to help a lot of people. Okay. So comment where you're coming in from. You guys are an amazing community. It's awesome when you guys comment in there. I'm going to try to stick around today, although I got to hit the airport later. I'm going to try to stick around today and answer questions. And I'm telling you right now that while you should be here for this portion of the training, the fire is in the questions, guys. Like the kinds of questions you guys ask, the things I didn't talk about that you want to hear about, that's really where it's at. Okay. What we need to understand is in this world we live in today, social media is not social media. We call it social media, but it is not social media. Social media is no more social media than this is a phone, right? Like I do everything except for call people on that. And yet we call it a phone. It is a computer in your pocket. And social media is not social media. It's modern day marketing. Like, it's what, for real estate people, it's what the Sunday paper used to be. It's what the Harmon Homes used to be in my area. It is all of these things on absolute steroids. Okay. And so to be in business for yourself and to not completely understand social media is just crazy. Okay. Now, I want to make sure you guys understand as well that I am going to cover, let me pull this up here for you guys. I am going to cover today, what I can cover in the amount of time I have. But you can get very much deeper with this topic. Okay. At the end of this call, we're going to open up for those of you that want to go deeper and want to do the 2-day, like 2 full days in a suite with me in Las Vegas, May 29th and 30th, that want to take that next level and master this thing. That's the link there. It's across right now, jaredjamestoday.com/social mastermind. That's going to sell out today. I'll tell you guys right now. Okay. So when you go to that link, you can either click to do a consult if you want to talk to Joe and do a consult, or if you just want to secure your spot and make sure you get into that suite, we have limited spots left. There's a link there to just sign up and get in, and then all the information will be sent to you. Okay. So for those of you that want more than just what we're doing today, you're going to want to go and do that, get in a suite with me for 2 days and really master this thing. But for those of you that aren't, you're still going to get a ton of value today. Okay. So with that being said, let's really get started here. Okay. The first thing I want you guys to do, if you're able to, if you're watching this on your phone, do not do this right now. Okay. Because this is going to mess everything up if you do that. But if you are able to, if you're watching this on a desktop, or maybe you're on your phone, but you have a computer next to you, I want you on a device other than the one you are watching this live on right now. I want you to go to, let's just call it your Instagram account. If you don't have an Instagram account, 2 things. First off, fix that. And second off, you can go to your Facebook account right now. Okay. Now let's be clear, guys. I'm going to use a lot of different examples today, and I'm going to talk a lot about Instagram. And the reason, and it really applies to all the platforms, and I'll get more specific on some points. And in the Q&As, I'll get more specific to different platforms. At the Social Mastermind, we're going to go deep dive into various platforms and podcasting and all of that stuff and how it all works together. But the reason why I'm going to focus on Instagram is because it is the most engaged platform on the internet today. Okay. And so when you say, oh, I don't really, I don't do that. I don't really go there. I don't really use that. To be in business for yourself and not be on the most engaged platform there is today is insane. Okay. Like, you need to be on there. TikTok is the largest, the most popular app in the world. Okay. The thing that we need to understand, guys, is that we don't determine where our clients are. So a lot of us are looking at social and we're going, I'm on this, and whoever connects with me there. We don't determine where we go, and then the people come to us. The philosophical, the change that has to occur is that we have to understand where are the people, and then we go there. Okay. So the reason why when I post on my fan page on Facebook, I post on my personal Facebook, I post on Instagram, I post on TikTok, I post on Threads, I post on X, I post on LinkedIn, I post on all these places, is because it's not about where I am, it's about where you are. Okay. When I leave here today, guys, I am getting on a flight and I'm flying through France, meeting my wife in France. Then we're flying on to Portugal. And then from Portugal, I'm going by myself over to Turkey. And then from Turkey, why am I going to these places? It's not because it's where I'm at, and it's because that's where many of my consumers are. I don't determine where it is my consumers are. I figure out where you are, and then I go there. And that's how you have to look at social. We figure out where they are, and then ultimately we have to go there. So the first thing I want you to do is I want you to open your Instagram if you have it. And one of the signs that we're in trouble is if you go to open it and you have to hit forget password because you forgot how to log in. That's a problem, right? I feel like that old comedy routine, you might be a redneck if. You might have a social problem if you have to hit forget password, okay? I want you to look at your profile, and I want you to tell me what you see, okay? Like, literally in your head, just think about it. What do you see when you're looking at your profile? You're looking at your profile. Because what many of you are doing right now is that when we talk about things like your profile, what you see there is a lot of pictures of houses or a lot of pictures of, whatever your industry is. And that is a problem. And the reason why that is a problem is because ultimately housing doesn't need branding. And so many of us are putting up pictures of housing because it's easier, but housing isn't what needs branding. If we were to go out of business tomorrow, housing would still be around. Okay. The brand is us. I want you guys right now to go over to my account. Go over to at Jared James today, or just type in Jared James on Instagram. If you don't have Instagram, do it on Facebook. And I want you to look at that. And I want you to say, okay, what do I see here? And what you're going to see there is that you're going to see a whole lot of me. Okay. Now, not because I like to see a whole lot of me. I'm a natural introvert, guys. There's nobody watching right now who hates making videos and posting more than I do. Okay. I'm a private guy. But I can't be in this business and realize where everybody is and do that. It's pictures of me because I'm the brand. And so the first thing that we have to fix is we have to understand that we are the brand. Like, we cannot have a situation where we're just posting pictures of housing and saying, look, I'm on Instagram, or I'm on Facebook, or that's not building your brand. That's not getting in front of people. Okay. And so the first thing we need to understand is that it is about us. Now, the next thing we want to look at is on our account, what kind of account do we have? Do we have a personal account? Do we have a professional account? Do we have a, whatever it's going to be? And what I'm telling you is that all of you, when it comes to Instagram at minimum, you need a professional account, and you can go into your settings and fix that very easily. Okay. It's not a personal account, professional. There's no difference in the algorithm when you have a professional account. But when you have a professional account, it gives you insights. It allows you to promote and boost your posts. It allows you to do all sorts of things that you can't do with a personal account. Okay. So it needs to be a professional account right off the bat. The next thing we want to look at, and guys, I'm just doing the easy stuff right now, and just take notes. We'll get back to all this later. The next thing you want to look at is your account private? Because if your account is private, stop it. Okay. The idea that we are in the business of connecting with people, and then we go and create these social accounts and we make them private, we make it difficult for people to connect with us, is insane. Okay. It's like inviting people to a pool party, and when they show up, we turn off the lights and hide under the furniture. Okay. We need to connect with people. Now, I'm not saying there's not weirdos out there. I'm not saying there's people that you don't need to block. I'm not saying, guys, you think you get more weirdos than I do? Okay. Like, there are plenty of them. But what you don't do is you don't block everybody by making it private, which is exactly what you do when you do that, is that you essentially go and you block everybody, which is not what we want to do. Okay. So your account needs to be public. Make it easy for people to connect with you. Now, on that same level, I'm going to try to right now, and I'm going to assume that this is going to work. I'm going to try to share my phone. We're going to do this several times today. Okay. And we're going to hope to God that this works correctly. So here we go. Let me show this. Give me 1 second here, guys. And then when I get this and it's showing, I want you to tell me it's working. Okay. You all should see my screen right now. And then in a second here, you're going to see, God willing, technology works. Okay. You're going to see my phone. Okay. And I'm going to give you guys real world, like show you guys what's actually going on here. Okay. So right now you should see my actual Instagram. Okay. If you don't, then this isn't working correctly, and someone will rush in here and tell me this is not working correctly. But if you see my Instagram right now, I just want you to hit yes, which again, hopefully all of you see right now. Okay. Now, what we want to do when we're talking about this whole social world and everything, first off, I'm going to show you guys real world data today. So when I start showing you how to get in front of people, how to reach non-followers, the whole goal of today is non-followers. That's what it's about. Yes, you want to get in front of followers, but your business grows when you get in front of people who have never heard of you before. Now, I want to make the point, which I think is very important right now. I am not one of these, social gurus that, talks about things, whatever, but, hasn't actually ever did this. Okay. 99% of the people you see out there that are teaching social at events and conventions and everything else, they're just taking advantage of the fact that nobody understands social. They buy their followers. Go look at their views. They don't have views. They buy their followers, and we all just fall for it. I'm someone who's actually done this. Okay. I've done over 50 million organic views in the last 12 months. And so I'm going to try to show you little things like, for example, when you look at a post like this and I go into my insights, this is not lying. This is absolutely what happens. Here's a post I put up that has almost 1.8 million views. This is on one platform, Instagram. But more importantly, what I want you to pay attention to is that little number off to the right there. 91.1% non-following. Okay. That is what matters to us right now. 91.1% non-following. That's what I want to show you how to do, how to get in front of non-followers. Now, you don't need 1.8 million views. Your overall market is local, okay? Mine is across the world. If you got 1,800 views and 90% of them were non-followers, that would be a huge win for you, okay? And so don't worry about the overall numbers. Look at the data from the perspective of the percent. That's what matters to you. When I say things like visibility trumps ability, this is the ultimate way to be visible, okay? And I started doing this like a year ago, year and a half ago, and took off doing what I'm going to teach you today, okay? Obviously, as much as I can teach you in the next 40 minutes, all right? So pay attention to that. It's about getting in front of people who have never heard of you. Now, let's do some simple tips and tricks that you guys can do right from your accounts and fix things overnight. Because what a lot of you don't realize is that you're losing before you ever begin. And the reason you're losing before you ever begin is because you have certain things in the settings and such that I'm going to show you that are keeping you from getting views. The easiest one that I show people all the time, and then I'm going to do a new one today that I haven't done before, is if you go into your settings, which if you go into the top, and you don't have to do this right now, just watch me and then watch the recording later. But those three dots, or those three lines at the top is going to bring me to my settings. When I go into my settings, if I search media, okay, it's going to come up with a thing called media quality. When I click on media quality, for almost all of you, unless you fixed it, that middle option there, upload at highest quality, is defaulted to being toggled off. The problem with that being defaulted to being toggled off is that part of the algorithm for showing you to people and to non-followers is that your video needs to be uploaded at a high quality. Many of you are shooting on your phones and other places that are already high quality, but when you're going and uploading, the platform in the settings is automatically taking your video from high quality and lowering it so that it uploads at a quicker speed, and then it's not showing it to anybody because it's not a high quality video. I know, doesn't make sense. The other thing where a lot of you are losing right now is that if you go on your profile, there's a little thing along the left there called Edit Profile. And by the way, guys, if you look at this, I told you I'm giving you real numbers right now. This is actually showing you, so you know I'm not lying. Like, I'm not paying for, I'm not anything. My account right now, because I just got back from a vacation, I took a break the last 2 weeks, guys. If you look at my social account, I don't have nearly the videos that I usually put up. I don't have nearly the amount of content because every once in a while, I take a break as well. And so I took a break the last couple of weeks, and yet this is showing you on my professional dashboard, I still have 1.7 million views in the last 30 days. Now, that is usually between 4 and 4.5 million, but I took a break. I wanted a break. You know, I think we all deserve a break sometimes, right? But one of the ways that we're losing, guys, if you hit Edit Profile on your actual platform there, what you're going to notice is the things that you need, and then I'm going to show you something that's really cool on here. For you, if you're in real estate or whatever you're in, it needs to have what you do. It needs to have your area. It needs to have your phone number where they can text or call you. But the place where most of us are losing is this little thing down at the bottom called action buttons, okay? So second to the bottom, action buttons. Almost none of you have an action button set up on your phone. And the action button, when you click on it, is a little button that you can select when you're on your profile so that when somebody comes to your profile, this is what's actually going to allow them. And I'm going to take you guys off a screen share so I can talk about this for a little bit. This is what, one second. Those action buttons are actually what are going to allow you, allow people when they come to your profile to click on something and connect with you, to schedule an appointment, to get on your calendar, to whatever it happens to be. And so because most of us were never taught about those action buttons or that we need to add those action buttons to our profiles, those people who come to my profile, that 1.9 million, that 4.5 million, whatever it is, they would all be coming to my profiles. And if there was no action button, there'd be no way for them to check out with me. It'd be like people walking around a storefront and there being no register, right? Like imagine if you owned a storefront and people just walked around, and then they grabbed a bunch of clothes or groceries and they went, hey, where do I check out? And you went, oh, no. We don't have one of those. We don't do that here. There's no way for you to actually check them out. And so what most of you need to do is you need to go into edit your profile and add an action button that either says book now or connects to your calendar or does something so that when you have their attention, you're giving them a way to actually, while they're there and they're serious, connect with you, because we have to understand that our social profiles are now our websites. Now, I need you to understand that concept. Your website right now is no longer your website. Okay. Like, if you think your website is your website from the perspective of your consumers, then you're competing with Zillow, Realtor.com, Homes.com, Redfin, all these. Good freaking luck, because they put hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars into their platforms. You will never make it. Okay. But what people are doing now, and if you go Google your name, Google my name, the first however many results are all my social profiles. People are going on your social profiles, checking you out, watching your videos, getting educated or not educated, seeing there's content or there's not content. And then if they do like you and they want to connect, if you don't have an action button, there's nothing there for them. And so they move on to someone else. They drop the clothes they had in your store and go, I guess we're not buying stuff today. Okay. And so we don't want that to happen. So one of the first things you have to do, turn on in your settings, media quality, toggle it on so it uploads at highest quality, and then go to your profile, edit your profile, and add some kind of an action button. These are steps for you guys to do later, not right now. Now, can I give you guys a couple of more just really easy suggestions before we get into more of the meat of this? I feel like these are the types of things that people really need to see. Let me show you another one here, okay? Let me pull this up. Give me 1 second here. If I pull up share screen, okay, if I go to my Facebook, okay, my Instagram, okay, you guys should all be seeing my Instagram right now. Let me know in the comments. You can see my Instagram. I believe you can. If you can't, then we will try to fix it afterwards, but I believe you can see it. One of the other things you want to do is if you go and you click on, I can't remember if it's in profile or settings. Let me look this up here and we'll figure this out. I think it's in settings. Let's see. If I go to settings, here we go. Okay. If you go in the bottom left, and by the way, this only works when you go to Instagram.com. This will not work on your phone. This is a on your laptop only type of thing. Okay. If you go to in the bottom left, when you go to your Instagram and you go down to the bottom and you click on more and you go to settings, this is what's going to pop up. Okay. Number one, you need to have this toggled on, okay? That's going to show your Threads badge. That is another platform called Threads. But here's the one where a lot of you are getting hurt, okay? And it's not automatically defaulted. Show account suggestions on profiles. This needs to be toggled on. This is how you get shown to more people in your area who need what you have. People who are looking for realtors or looking for painters or looking for whatever it is you happen to do. This is how you show up on their account. So if you open your account and you'll see a bunch of suggestions for people you should follow, when this is toggled off, you do not show up on there, okay? And for most of you, by default, this is already toggled off, okay? And so you need to go into on Instagram.com. Remember, this will not work on your phone. You need to go in and you need to toggle that on where it says show account suggestions on profiles. That will help you greatly. The next thing that you need to do is, let me pull this one up right now. And this is the easy stuff right now, guys. Again, you can go back to this. Let's pull this up. Take a look at this page right here. You all should see connectwithjared.com. You need to make it easy to connect with you. The days of having a signature online where you say, on Facebook, I'm this, on Instagram, I'm this, on this, I'm this, on that, and all these different whatever it happens to be, right? The days of that are over, okay? You make it too difficult for people. What I have is a one-page landing page that is connectwithjared.com. It goes in all of my signatures. It's on all of my slides at the end when I do events in front of live people. It goes like all of this, whatever, right? You need to have a one-page landing page, connectwithsoandso.com, whatever it is, where you literally just have one page that has nothing but your links to your various profiles. If you have a podcast, if you have some kind of a, get an instant home valuation, whatever, it's all in one spot. Make it easy for people to connect with you. Again, it's not about where you want to be. It's about where are people and then we ultimately go there. So when I give people one page that has both my Facebook accounts, has my YouTube, has my Instagram, has my Snapchat, has my TikTok, has my, has my Jared James Coaching Facebook group, has my podcast, Today with Jared James, has all of these things, I'm letting them decide where they want to go. I'm not telling them the only place I am. And that is a fundamental switch that so many of you need to make. You need to get over this blockade of, I didn't grow up with social, so I'm not on that. I didn't grow up driving. I figured it out. Where people are is all that matters, okay? By the way, I see in some of the comments people saying, I don't see a Threads page. If you didn't create your Threads profile, that's why you're not seeing that, okay? Now, that's down the list of things you need to be doing. I'm just giving you another example of what you could be doing. And so don't, if you're watching this right now, don't get crazy about that. Literally, when I say that, like, there is a deep, deep hole we could go into on social, how deep we can get when it comes to your social media, that's why I do a 2 full day social mastermind, and we run out of time because it's incredible, guys. Like, you need to remember that when I say social media is modern day marketing, there was a study done and they said the average consumer can remember up to 2 or 3 different people from each industry in an area. And you need to ask yourself, the industry you're in, let's just say that it's, real estate. Are there more than 2 realtors in your area? Well, then you're in trouble. Like, you need to look at how many transactions happened in your area in the last year that you weren't a part of, and then ask yourself why. It's because you weren't an option. It's really that simple. You weren't an option, okay? And so when we say, when we talk about the social mastermind and we only put a small group in a suite and it's just me and them, doing this, it's not cheap. It's $49.97, right? But, like, it's the best value you'll ever get, because how much money are you missing right now because people don't even know who you are because you haven't mastered your social game? The idea that you can, by what you specifically do, get ahead of everybody in your area who also doesn't understand social. The idea you can be the most visible person in your area, the brand in your area, just with some simple tweaks, is costing you an astronomical amount of money, okay? When I say that I've done over 50 million organic views the last 12 months, I did another 120 million paid, by the way. So that's 170 million views that I've done the last 12 months. The question you want to ask yourself is, how much different would my business be? How much different would I be with 170 million less views? That's worth a ton of money, okay? Now, you don't need to do 170 million, but if you're a local business and you learned how to do 1 million, if you learned how to do 100,000, how amazing would that be? Like, and it's really not that difficult. Like, we're going to get into the algorithm and how you create content and all that stuff, but it really isn't that difficult, okay? Now, let's talk about how you actually come up with content, because we are in a content world. We used to be an industry where it was enough to get in front of people when they were ready to buy and sell. That's not the world we live in anymore. That was the referral only business. We are now in an industry where you have to get in front of people when they're ready to buy and sell. I mean, when they're ready to learn, okay? So it's not enough to get in front of them when they're ready to buy and sell. You have to get in front of them when they're ready to learn. And that is a process. And that happens when they start looking on here, because people are looking at this. They're watching videos on this 8, 9, 10 months before they even tell their spouse they're thinking of selling or buying, okay? And so how do we become that person? Well, the number one way we become that person is through content. And I know that's annoying because I don't like making content either, but it doesn't matter. I don't decide what our current culture is. I don't decide the way that our society works, and our society lives on this thing, no matter where you are in the world. And so you have to determine, how do I show up in front of them? How do I answer their questions? Because we now live in a world, and I really want you guys to think about this. I think we all agree that first impressions matter. But what we all have to understand is that when you meet someone for the first time, you're getting your first impression of them. But if you're doing it right, it's not their first impression of you. They already have an impression of you because they've been watching you before they ever met you. By the time they met you, they feel like they already know you if you're doing it correctly. Guys, I'm about to fly to multiple other countries I'm going to do arenas with thousands of people who I don't know any of them, and they all know me. I've never been there. It's because of what I'm trying to teach you right here. You don't have to do that. You could do that very easily in your local marketplace. But the primary way that that happens is through content. And that content can come in many different forms. One way that you create content, if you guys are taking notes, and by the way, guys, at the end, I'm going to give you away, I'll send you slides for free that actually outline these notes for you, because I think that would make it easier for you guys. Guys, comment yes if you want in the comments. Let me know if you want me to do that. And I'll outline these notes so that we actually break down, here's how you create content. Here's how you do, like, so you're not having to like scramble and do this. Okay. One of the ways is by answering the questions from your customers. Every time you get a text, every time you get an email, every time you get something from a customer, that is content. Every time they ask you, who hires the inspector and who pays for that? And when does that happen? That's content. The reason I answer so many of my DMs, my direct messages, is because it's content for me. It lets me know what people are asking. It lets me know what they're thinking, tells me what I should be doing content about. Okay. So you pay attention to that. What you think is common sense, other people don't think is common sense. So you got to answer those. When you get questions, you need to have a separate folder. Like I have a separate reminder on here. I have a separate folder as well, where I do nothing but just write content ideas. All the questions are asked. Got to talk about that. Go and do that. Go and do like, and so that's just content. Keeps me in front of people, keeps me in front of my competitor, keeps me on your phones. Okay. And so you need to be able to do that as well. And it's not difficult because most of you struggle with content. And literally, if you just paid attention to the things people said to you, answer the questions. That's it. You know, if you've seen the videos where my wife holds the camera, I'm driving in the car, or I'm walking down a road and she goes, babe, what is the best way? What is the number one thing you'd recommend for new realtors? Babe, what is, and she's asking questions people ask me. And then I go, huh? And I answer the questions and people love those and they take off. You could do the same thing. Great way to separate yourself as well is not just sitting in front of a camera. Hello, everybody. What if you instead were walking out from a listing or walking around and someone's holding it and they said, you know, Danny, hey, what do you think is the number one thing people should look for when they're getting an inspector? You know, just answer them. People love that documentary style content and you all can do it. It's all easy enough to do. So the first way is just answering those questions. The second way I've talked about for years, interview local people, interview local businesses. Just go and be the person for the community. Every time there's a new taco added or a new burrito added, go and interview the owner. Talk about the new addition to the menu. Have them, not you, give away a $100 gift card, a $200 gift card. We're going to do a drawing on Friday, you know, so that you can come try this out. Bring your family here. All you have to do is make sure you're following me on here, comment below and tag someone else who'd like to win, and share this with your people. We're going to draw a winner on Friday. Watch how many hundreds and thousands of shares you get on that, because people want to win and it costs you zero because they give away the gift card. It's free marketing for them, right? They're going to bring people in and that's going to go to thousands and thousands. You could be doing that with every business in your area. We do this with a ton of our students. And the number one thing we hear from our students when we start doing this with them is they go from trying to figure out who to interview to the local companies reaching out like crazy saying, can you interview me next? Can I do it next? Okay. Like every one of you could be doing that and it costs nothing. Like this call right now would be worth it. That would more than pay for your social mastermind. That would more than pay for your coaching. That would more than pay for your Jared James Advance in September. Just consistency, right? Consistency is undefeated, right? You have an idea, but then you have to execute on that idea. Okay. And so doing local stuff like that is one of the ways you can do it. You could be doing market updates. You know, people like to hear about what's going on and what does it mean to them. I don't want to spend a ton of time on that. Guys, green screens. My God, if you go look at my account, how many green screens do I do? Those are those videos where I've got an article behind me and I'm talking about it. Like content has never been easier, right? There has never been a better time to be a great agent. There has never been an easier time to create content because a time of uncertainty is an easy time to actually shoot video, okay? And be doing content. And so if you don't know how to do those green screens, which again, go look at my accounts and you'll just see I've got an article behind me and I'm talking about it. The other reason I do those is because the platforms, the algorithm loves them. Like they want to promote those, but it makes it easy for you because it's not even your content. You're just waiting for new information to come up. And if you don't know how to do those, just go to YouTube and type in how to do a green screen and it will show you. It's literally a screenshot of the article. And then you go to one of the filters on Instagram or TikTok or one of these places. You select green screen, insert media, the picture that you just screenshot, and then you record and talk about it. Go YouTube it. Don't get caught in the weeds. Go look up how to do it. If you're smart enough to make it in your industry, you're smart enough to figure that part out. It is so easy. And now all you do is you subscribe to places like nowbam.com, right? The Broke Agent, Housing Wire, realestatenews.com. People like me, look at the stuff that I'm talking about, right? Jared James, like you just subscribe to these places and they're sending you articles every day, or just go look on them. Go look on cnbc.com. Go look on Yahoo Finance. Look for articles that you could talk about that sound interesting. And we're going to get into in a second how you pick the articles and what it is that actually determines what's going to work with the algorithm. But I'm giving you the idea that there's all that content out there all the time, okay? And it's all through other places. Now, another place, here's a little hack for you. Like this is gold right here, okay? Act like a local person. Go into Google, you know, that little startup called Google, and search something as if you were local, very local, like how to find an agent in blank, best agent in your area, the blank, 3 ways to get more when selling your home in blank, biggest mistake when buying a home in bank, you know, whatever it's going to be, very local. Don't worry about the results. Halfway down the page on Google, Google is going to say people also searched, and they're going to give you about 8 different suggestions. They just gave you their algorithm. Literally make videos with those exact results. Whatever they said people also searched, make videos with those exact results. Like that is gold, guys. That's Google giving you their algorithm, okay? You can go on YouTube, that other small platform, which is owned by Google. Type in, again, a very local search. Don't worry. This only works on your computer, not on your phone. Don't worry about the results. Look to the right-hand side. It's going to say recommended. You're going to see local videos with 23,000 views, with 8,000 views, whatever it happens to be. Make videos with those exact titles. YouTube is giving you their algorithm. You could siphon off of the views that are going to that kind of video. Put your spin on it, talk about your thing, but use the exact title that is on that video and do it locally for yourself. The point I'm trying to make to you guys, again, we do 2 full days on this at the Social Mastermind. Like there's so many different ways. When people say, I don't know how to come up with content, I'm not sure, like whatever, it's literally insane to me, because I'm just like, there's so many different ways that you could, whatever. Guys, do me a favor. If you're watching this live, comment in the chat right now and just say content. If you heard one thing right there that you're going, why am I not doing that? Like I could be coming up with content every day, all day. Just comment the word content. I love that because it helps me when I see it and I go, okay, that helped them, which is really the point of this whole thing. Whether you guys are at a mastermind or not, this stuff's all free for you. Like I swear I give away more people in the real estate space than anybody. Like it's just free value, free value, free value. Okay. So comment content if that helps you guys. There's so much more we could be doing, but I'm not gonna, for the sake of time right now, and I want to do questions as well. I'm not going to do that right now. Okay. Now let's talk about another area, which is so important right now. Let's talk about the actual video when you're actually making content. Let's talk about the algorithm. Okay. Because the algorithm matters. And this is where a lot of you are losing it, is you're like, you know, you just do something you think is good and then it should work. And like, no, you need to understand the algorithm. You know, the reason I do green screens is because of the algorithm. It's really that simple. Okay. Like I know that they like it. And so I do what the algorithm wants. Okay. Now let's get in depth here, because I am somebody who follows the algorithm, like in depth. Like a lot of you say, how do I keep up on the algorithm? Follow me. When there's something like really important, I put it on my stories, or I'll make a video if it's that important. I'll put it out on my reels. Like it is, you know, I follow this intently. I've got places I subscribe to. I can talk to you guys at the end about that I follow it intently. I look at the changes. And then I also am just an operator. I try things and I see what's working, what's not working, like what's going on with this right now. Okay. And so there's a couple things we have to understand when it comes to content. Okay. I'm going to talk about the building of a video and what you need to have in a video in order for it to hit that algorithm. But I'm also going to tell you all that in the beginning, when you first start doing the things that I talk about here, in the beginning, it's not going to work as crazy as you want it to. And the reason why is because you have to look at social platforms. And every single one of you, when you're on a social platform, whether you recognize it or not, you all have kind of a social credit score. They don't call it that, but they look at you and they wonder if you're credible. You have to remember that they want their people, users of these platforms, they want their people to have a great experience. And how they have a great experience is they put content in front of them that they haven't put in front of them before. And who's that content come from? It comes from you. It comes from me. It comes from, and so they don't want to put people in front of them into their consumers that they don't trust. And so the content, hear me out on this, the platforms look at all of you almost like a single mom would look at a guy she's dating. And if a single mom is dating a lot of guys and trying to find a guy and she's got like a little Timmy, a little son who's 5 years old, she's not going to introduce little Timmy to every guy she dates. She needs to know you're going to stick around. And so even if you're doing the right thing in the beginning, she's like, I don't trust you yet. You're not going to meet little Timmy yet. You need to do the right thing for 3 months. You need to do the right thing for 4 months. You need to do the right thing for 5 months. And after you do that, she goes, it's time to meet little Timmy. That's how the platforms look at you. The reason that I can put out a video and have 1,000 likes in 10 minutes is because the platforms trust me. The reason that I can have that post I showed you go out to millions of people and have 91.1% be non-followers is because the platforms go, we trust him. We trust him with little Timmy. He's going to give a good experience to our consumer and he's going to stick around. I have enough of a track record that they know 6 months from now I'm still going to be here. They know that 2 months from now I'm still going to be here. So they're like, we don't want to put people in front of you, have them love you, and then you disappear. That makes us look bad. So you have to understand before I teach you what I'm about to, that there is a bit of that there. It's such a weird analogy, but it makes so much sense. Would a single mom introduce you to her child? That's how you need to look at the platforms and stick around, okay? And for those of you that follow me, you know my head works weird. So that's just the example I thought of, okay? Now, when we talk about the actual video, there are things to think about. The first 3 to 5 seconds of the video are crucial. One of the things they changed in the algorithm, there are 3 main things that matter in the algorithm, not in this order, but it's watch time, it's comments and likes, and it's shares, okay? Like sharing it with someone else, sharing it in DMs, okay? So watch time last month was added as a main trigger, okay? Once we know that watch time, and not just the amount of time, because some videos are shorter, some videos are longer, it's the percent of the video you watch. So now that we know that, that changes the way we do our content. And the way that has to change the way we do our content is that we need people to stick around. And so what you'll do is if you're doing a video on the 3 things to look for when buying in this area, the three secrets of selling when you do whatever, or whatever it happens to be, right? What you're going to do is you're going to say, here's the 3 secrets to buying a home in blank and getting the best deal. By the way, number 3 is my favorite. Stick around for that one. When I say that to someone, I'm now leveraging the algorithm because now they're going, I got to hear number 3. And when they all stick around, what happens? The algorithm kicks in. And now it gets through the initial base and now it gets sent on to non-followers. So you have to understand how the algorithm changes, okay? So that's one thing. We need to also look at those first 3 to 5 seconds of a video, and that's your verbal clickbait. If you guys go and watch my videos, everything I'm about to tell you right now, you'll notice that I am a duck above water and below water, meaning above water, everything's clear. You look at the videos, they're clear, they're clean, they're, whatever. I am kicking like crazy underwater and you don't see it. I'm watching everything like crazy. I know exactly what I'm doing. So the things that I'm talking to you about right now that I'm about to talk about, I know exactly what I'm doing, okay? I'm doing it in every video I'm doing, and that's why they work, okay? And so first thing is that verbal clickbait, those first 3 to 5 seconds. If you notice, I will have 2 things at the beginning of almost every video I do. I will, in the beginning, say what it is that I'm going to talk about in the first 3 to 5 seconds. It might be a little controversial to pull you in. I also, when I edit, I put a title above it that stays up for 5 to 8 seconds. and it's something to grab you, okay? And it's like something about Zillow, something about NAR, something about, and you're like, what the heck? What is this? And you want to hear what it grabs you. I do that intentionally because I know that if I get you to stick around that first 3 to 5 seconds and beyond, that I've entered the next level of the algorithm. When you see things go viral, it's not an accident. It's because they enter through, like Indiana Jones trying to get down to that treasure. He's getting through each phase, each layer, okay? And it's not an accident, okay? So those first 3 to 5 seconds, that title, verbal clickbait, the written title, then it disappears. I understand not only the opening, but the closing. When you're closing a video, you have to remember that people do what they're told. So you don't just do a video and say, thank you. Have a good one. Hope to see you. What is that? Tell people what to do. So I will always end with some kind of a question. Do you think this? Do you think that? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you think it was this one? Or do you think it was that one? Give me your thoughts. Comment below. I tell people what to do because it actually goes and works the algorithm when I do that. Okay. When I'm making a video, I know if I'm doing a forum video, which is I'm doing a video I want others to talk under. I'm just a forum to which they're going to discuss. I've got so many threads and everything under my videos I don't even look at. And people are arguing back and forth. Great for the algorithm, right? Or am I doing an authority video where I'm teaching, I'm training? But either way, at the end, I use those last 3 to 5 seconds as a way to tell you what to do that I know leverages the algorithm. It's all not a mistake. You want to do the same thing. You're opening, you're closing. And then you've got your middle, right? Your middle, which is really the kind of the base of the video. You need to have a point of view. All of this stuff that we've told people for years, you know, if you're in this business, if you're in real estate, if you're in whatever, you need to be vanilla. Wear your name tag everywhere you go. Do whatever. No. Now, I'm not saying, you know, be a Nazi or Mother Teresa. Like, I'm not saying, like, go to these extremes, but you need to have a point of view. If you watch my videos, you will notice, first off, no matter what I say now, if you read the comments, everybody in there is so tribal. They think I'm for this person or that person when none of them know me. Like, anybody who actually knows me, I laugh at the comment. I'm just like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, whatever. But it just shows you how tribal they are. But thank you for the comments. It helps me in the algorithm, right? But I have a point of view. And I don't go crazy this way, crazy that way on anything, a business advice, this, that, whatever. What I do is I go far enough to make you think, and you either agree and you jump in and you agree, or you disagree enough that you're not going to hate me and leave me forever, but you're also going to comment and you're going to start, you know, I'm not sure. I don't think that. I don't, I don't, you know, whatever. I do that on purpose, guys. Okay. I have a point of view. Okay. You always, especially if you're a realtor or something, tag a location. That tells them what area it is you're servicing. Okay. So always geotag a location. If you are an out of town person and you do like Lakeview Homes over in blank and you're trying to get people out of the New York area, tag that location. It'll show up there. The words in your video, guys. It used to be SEO. You do written blogs, and then those blogs, you'd write in your blogs the right keywords and everything. Hashtags, keywords, all that stuff doesn't matter as much anymore. The words you say in your video matter because they're automatically transcribing those things and they're using them on Google and YouTube and these places as SEO, search engine optimization. So say the words, home buyers in blank, home sellers in blank. I'm a realtor, blah, blah, blah. Say the words over and over again that you want to be tagged with, that you want those keywords to do. And that's how it starts. You are training the algorithm, okay? So like, that's why a lot of times you'll hear me in my videos talk about realtors, entrepreneurs, buyers and sellers, blah, blah, blah. And I say these kind of things over and over because every video I make is training that algorithm more and more and more and more on what exactly it is that who my people are, who I should show up to, who they should bring to me, all of that stuff. Now, let's get into the secret sauce. You guys ready for the secret sauce? Give me a fist bump in the comments, guys, if you're ready for the secret sauce, okay? Now, I wanna say one more time, guys. I'm giving you vanilla right now. Like, we do a 2 full day mastermind in a suite, small group, limited seats. 2 full days on social. I'm giving you overview right now, okay? There's so much more to this, okay? But let's talk about the secret sauce. Let's talk about how do most of my videos take off, right? Because following doesn't matter like it used to, okay? I could have an account tomorrow with 0 and do the exact same things. The quality of your content matters way more. I'm going to get people in here who are going to say, what time do you post? Guys, obviously there's better times, right? 9 to 10:30, 12 to 1:30, like there's better times. But at the end of the day, a terrible video at the right time is not going to do well, and an amazing video at the wrong time is going to do great. It's about the quality of the content, and it's about leveraging the algorithm, okay? And so here's the main number one way you leverage the algorithm, okay? The number one thing that that really works the platforms is shares, okay? So when it gets shared with other people, specifically DM shares, direct message shares, that's why memes do so well. So when I know that shares are the number one thing, when I make a video, guys, I think about two things. The first one is not the secret sauce. I always think about when I'm making a video, I'm making content, I'm making a quote, I'm making a picture, I'm doing whatever. I always think about my audience and I go, what does my audience want to hear? Now, that's not the secret sauce. You guys obviously need to make content that your audience want to hear, okay? The second part is the secret sauce. I don't only think about my audience. What does my consumer want to hear? The next level I go to, where 99.9999999% of people online are missing it right now, is I think about what does my consumer want their circle to hear? Now, hear me on this. The reason when I make content, I do not just address you guys. I don't just say realtors, whatever. In almost every video, you will see me at some point call out and talk to buyers and sellers. Now, why do I do that? Because when I talk to your consumer, you're my consumer, but then who's your consumer? Buyers and sellers. So when I now address buyers and sellers, what do? You share it because you want them to see it. Because now you're getting third-party approval from a pro and you're saying, look what he said. It's not me. Look, it's whatever. Now you start sharing it. And when you share it, when I talk about best time to buy was 300 years ago. Every home in America, like this isn't crypto. This isn't penny stocks. The best time to buy is whenever you are ready and whatever. You guys share the crap out of that and you send it to your buyers. You send it to your sellers. You send it. And what does that do to the algorithm? They go ding, ding, ding. We got a winner here. And they show it to everybody. Okay. When I put up a post and I say, I'm hearing a lot of talk lately about, everybody's saying we need less realtors. You know who agrees with you? Realtors. And you guys take it and show it to everybody. See, yes. Yeah. You need a pro like me. Everybody's not the same thing. So you need to look at your business, no matter what you're in. Now, I know I have a lot of real estate people that follow me, so I'll use real estate examples, but this applies to anything. Who's your clientele? It's buyers and sellers. Who's your client? Who's your clientele's buyers and sellers clientele? Who does your buyer and seller, when we say, okay, who's my consumer? What do they want to hear? But then who's my consumer's consumer? My consumer circle. Who's that to buyers and sellers? It's their circle. It's their friends. It's their mom. It's their dad. So when you make videos, you need to not only think about, when you're looking at content, what's good for buyers and sellers, you need to think about what's good for the people around them to hear, because that's what they will share and that's what will take off. So when you have an example of something like, should you wait for rates to go down before you buy? You don't just talk to buyers and sellers. You don't just say, yeah, here's what you should do, blah, blah, blah. You say, hey, there's probably a lot of well-intended people around you that tell you should wait until rates go down to buy. And if I was in their position, I'd probably be telling you the same thing if I didn't do this every single day. Unfortunately, what I also know is that there's 9 million people between the ages of 26 and 35 that are still living with their parents, waiting for the exact same thing, for the rates to go down. So if you wait for rates to go down, those 9 million people are going to do the exact same thing, which means demand goes to all-time highs. And when demand goes to all-time highs, we're going to have more multiple offers, tougher to get a home, prices are going to raise. And now the problem becomes that I can always refinance that rate I could have gotten right now, but I can't do a clawback on where prices used to be because rates went down and prices went up. And so while it seems like a great idea, it's actually not a great idea. And the best time is whenever you are able to do it. And you say something like that and you put that out there, every buyer and seller, every buyer who's been listening to their parents is going, oh my God, that makes complete sense. Share to mom, share to dad, share to their family, now they're sharing it like crazy. And what happens to your video? It blows up. And it all comes from the simple shift of going, what's good for my consumer? What I'm making content for them, but what's good for my consumer's consumer? What does my consumer want their circle to hear? That's all that matters. Okay. I'm gonna share one more thing here, guys, and then I'm gonna go into Q&A. Which, by the way, guys, stick around for Q&A because that's where the gold is. Okay. When it comes to posting, one of the best piece of advice I can give you is post with no expectation of result. Videos I thought were going to do amazing, do terrible. Videos I thought were going to do terrible, where I'm sweating with a hat on backwards, get 4 million views. Okay. Like, we don't control that. Have no expectation of result, because every video you put out, whether it does great or doesn't do great, becomes a part of your library. And then some other video that does really well and it goes viral and whatever and pulls people to your profile, which is your modern day website. They now see that video that didn't do well, but has a great message and answers their question, becomes part of the library that is used to now educate them. And it makes them more and more want to reach out to you and work with you and decide that you are the pro in the area. So post with no expectation of result. It's all that matters. One more thing here, guys, before we go into Q&A, I'm going to put up here for you guys. Let me put it up there. One last call to you guys. Again, before we go Q&A, let me grab this here. We are most likely going to sell out of this. Okay. If you heard this today and you were like, shoot, that is like I need to get better at social. Like I'm costing myself a ton of money. Okay. May 29th, May 30th, Las Vegas, small room, suite, limited number of people. This is something, social's not going away. This is what's going to drive your business for the next 20 years if you understand it. Or it's going to be the reason that you underperform because you don't understand it. The number of people in your area you're competing against who don't actually understand modern day marketing, which is social media, you could have such an edge if you did. And again, you're not listening to someone who's telling you something or look what I'm doing, guys. I want to teach you to do exactly what I'm doing and go so much further, which is what we do over these 2 days. So May 29th, May 30th, Las Vegas. Get your ticket. You can either go on jaredjamestoday.com/social mastermind. We'll put that in the link. If somebody can put it in the comments, that'd be great. You can either fill out for a consult if you're not sure yet, or if you know you just want to secure your spot, there's a spot on there too that just says sign me up now. Like, get me in. It's $49.97. It's a complete tax write-off. And you're going to get direct access to me over those 2 days. And then we create a group too where we talk afterwards. You guys can see, if I show you real quick here, I wasn't planning on doing this, but I think I'm going to, just because this will kind of drive home the point here. You guys should see my Facebook right now. I believe you do. Okay. So if I go into, we just saw this, just so you guys have, oh, look, there we are. So you guys see this here. Let's see if it's on here. Yeah, someone just posted in our Facebook group. By the way, if you're not a part of Jared James Coaching, the Facebook group, go join it, guys. We're going to talk Facebook groups and how to leverage them locally and stuff at the mastermind as well. Somebody posted, I'm thinking about the mastermind. Should I do it? Here's people who just went to the last one we did last year. We do one of these a year. You know, 1000% recommend. If you want to take to the next level, absolutely. Like, these are people who invested, who spent the same amount of money, $49.97, that looked at it and said, absolutely, like, what are you talking? Get there. Okay. So this is not like you go there and then you go, oh crap, this was no good. I don't think that this was worth it. Okay. This is a 100% worth it type of thing. Probably the best, most valuable thing that we do. Okay. Last but not least, if you guys would like that, you guys want the slides from today, which are going to have notes. I didn't use slides on here, but I do actually have notes that we put on slides for you guys. If you guys want that, let me give you that, and then I'll get into Q&A. So let me pull that up for you. 1 second. If you go to, here we go. Here it is. You can either click, either scan that QR code or just go to jaredjamestoday.com/free. You're going to get an immediate email once you fill out there with the email address that you want it sent to. That's not the one. Later today, we will send you an email that says, social training participants, here's the slides, here's the stuff. So don't worry when you immediately get an email and it doesn't have it. So just go to jaredjamestoday.com/free or just scan that QR code. If somebody could put that link in the comment in the chat, that'd be great. But I'll post them for you in a second when I'm doing Q&A as well. Okay. So let me come back to you guys, and then I'm going to answer questions, guys, as much as I possibly can. So let me pull you back over here. Let me get to, give me 1 second to get everything into place where I can see it, because quite frankly, there's a lot of you on here, which always makes it very difficult. If you have your questions, go ahead and start posting them. And we'll go from there. I'm going to put in the chat, depending on where we are. Honestly, I'll just assume Joe's putting it. So Joe, if you could put in there, jaredjamestoday.com/free. Joe, if you could put in jaredjamestoday.com/social mastermind, get those in there. Great question. Brittany, you said, what is the most efficient way to post across multiple platforms? This is a big misnomer right now, just so you know. Using things like Hootsuite and these things and posting all to one place at the same time, all to multiple places at one time, is a mistake. The algorithms notice it, okay? So what I do, this is going to change in a little bit. Right now, I do my videos on TikTok, and then I edit them on TikTok. I post them on TikTok. And then there's a setting on TikTok where you can have it automatically. The video will download to your phone with no watermark. It used to have a watermark. It doesn't anymore. I literally take that video, I copy and paste the description, the caption, and I post it organically to each platform myself. Guys, I don't have a team that does that. I do it myself. The reason I post to each platform organically is that it'll get more views. If you post it from one place all at once, you'll get less views. It's the algorithm notices it and it won't work. Guys, just so you know, I stopped having a whole team do it. I do everything myself. It takes me less than 15 minutes a day. Like, once you know how to shoot, like, what's the best camera? What's the best this? Your phone. Very simple. It's not about perfection. It's about connection. Once you know how to do it and what edits to do and how to shoot a video and whatever, I will literally, right before I go into the gym, sit in my car, do a video, edit it, and then write a caption, copy, paste, upload to each platform. 15 minutes and I'm done. For those of you like, I don't have time to do it, I would love to follow you around and see what kind of time you have, okay? Like, if I can do it, you can do it. It's worth the best marketing on planet Earth, okay? Someone wrote, I was at the last social mastermind. That was by far the best money I've ever spent. That's awesome. Well, hope to see you there again. Should we be using captions? Absolutely, guys. Any platform you use to edit. The reason I said I use TikTok now is because Meta is releasing a new platform called Edits, EDITS, any day now. And I'm going to give that one a shot and see how it does. But any platform you use for editing, you literally just has a sticker or a button that says captions. Add captions. You get 72% more views when you use captions. I can't explain this to you guys enough, guys. Just watch what I'm doing. I don't over edit. I don't over professional. I don't have things jumping in from all over the place, an editor from overseas, cash signs and whatever. Like, I keep it simple. I just talk to you guys and it works. Okay. That's all people are looking for. I'm just looking for like new questions, guys. Just so you know, I'm seeing someone said, thanks for letting us know about the watermark change. Yeah, they used to have an issue where you couldn't do that. And if you try to download it before you upload it to TikTok, there's still a watermark issue. You have to upload it, and then you can either download it yourself or there's a setting that says automatically save it to your camera roll. Let me look here. How do I find out about these changes? Well, number one, I'm an operator, so I'm doing it all the time. There's also a place called socialmediatoday.com. Great newsletter to subscribe to, and it has all sorts of information on there. There's a guy named @Mosery, Mosseri, @Mosery. He's the head of Instagram. He's a great follow. He talks about different changes all the time. I got a bunch of places I follow, guys, and then I gather it all together like that little machine in Willy Wonka, and I decide what's worth telling you guys about. How many videos per day do you film? Depends. Sometimes I do none. Sometimes I do multiple. But I make sure that I get something out minimum once every day or two. You have to decide what you're going to be able to stick with. With all the different ideas I gave you for content, there's many different things you can do. If you're going to be consistent with once a week, do that. If you can be twice a week, do that. If you can do once a day, do that. Do whatever you're going to be consistent with, because the platform is going to look at your consistency, okay? What's my thoughts on having a check mark on Instagram? It's not what it used to be. I got verified when it was like you were actually verified. It meant something. Now you can pay for it. And so it doesn't have the same cachet that it used to have, other than you can have a customer support rep when you have one and that kind of stuff. But like, even they kind of suck. So it's not as important as it used to be. I find that the personal videos of my daily life get more interactions than my real estate videos. Am I doing something wrong? No, the mixture of the two is actually very important, because if you go watch my stuff, guys, you know, people care about my personal life because it's me in my personal life, because I've pulled them in with my business content. if your business content's not doing nearly as well, I would want to see the videos and see what's happening in them and see if you're following those rules that trigger that algorithm. Okay. That's really what matters. How do I keep up with algorithm changes? That's what I was saying before, guys. Not only am I an operator, I just try things and I just see what's working. A lot of times they won't tell you when it changes, but you just notice it. And then I also, like I said, I follow @Mosery. I'm on socialmediatoday.com. I've got just various places I look at, and do we still need hashtags? Hashtags are nowhere near as important anymore. You want to say, I'll use a couple every once in a while, but like you just want to say the stuff in your videos. That's really what's going to matter. Ideal length of videos depends on the platform. So, when you look at places like Instagram, YouTube Shorts, TikTok, they allow for longer form videos. The problem is that, you don't want to have to make a bunch of different videos. So what I do is I keep all of my shorts, my reels, 90 seconds or less, because then I can upload them everywhere. I can put them on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, everywhere. It's always funny when people go, way to simplify the issue in the comments. And I'm like, it's 90 seconds, dude. Like how in depth do you want me to go? But a lot of times what I'll do is I'll do a 90-second reel on the various platforms. And then what I'll do is if it's a really important topic, I go in depth in two places. My podcast, if you're not subscribed to Today with Jared James, I go in depth on my podcast, more in depth. And then I'll also do a longer form video on YouTube and TikTok where I go more in depth. So for when there's all these issues about clear cooperation and, all this stuff, there's only so much I can go into in 90 seconds. And so a lot of times you'll notice I'll do that. And then if you go to my YouTube long form or you go to my TikTok long form, or especially my podcast, I will go much more long form into those issues. Can you please show the QR code for slides? Sure. I'll show that one more time. Just give me a second here because I got to pull this over here. But it's also, you can also just do the link, just so you know. So one more time, here is, give me 1 second. Here is the QR code. Okay, there's the QR code, or you can just go to jaredjamestoday.com/free. Okay, that's an easier way to do it too. So either scan that QR code or go to jaredjamestoday.com/free. Joe, if you could just keep putting those links in there, jaredjamestoday.com/free, jaredjamestoday.com/social mastermind, connect with Jared, just get that stuff in there so they can use those. Okay. Let me come back to you guys here and get back to some questions. Give me 1 second. Let's pull that back over so I can see you guys. Guys, I hope this was helpful for you guys today. I mean, I know there's so many questions, and I'll try to best way to get more followers. Don't worry about followers as much, but just put up consistent content. Like that's my follower count constantly grows because I'm always putting up content. And then my past videos keep getting views too. So it's just the gift that keeps on giving. Bree, you are amazing. Hey, Bree, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Do I do both a professional Instagram and a personal? No, there's no need for both. You have to do a personal and a business Facebook because they require you to. Instagram, guys, that whole veil between your personal and your professional life, it shouldn't exist anymore. What connects them to your business is when they're connected to your personal. The reason why people connect with me when I'm, this next week I'll be on a stage in arenas in front of thousands of people, is because they also see me out on date night. They also see me out with my kids. They also see me out just screwing around. And so it's they're connected to me. I am the brand. I am the niche. So they're connected to all of it, right? You got to remember, great marketing doesn't just attract the right people. It repels the wrong ones. Okay. So it's not about being perfect anymore. It's about showing more of yourself and being okay with who that is and bringing your tribe in, because they know exactly who you are. Okay. And I always say, you're either going to put the work in behind the scenes to be okay with who you are in front of everybody, or you're going to put the work in front of everybody to act like what you think they think you're supposed to be. And so I'm so okay with who I am that I'm the same guy here, the same guy I'll be on the plane, the same guy I'll be on stage, the same guy I'll be walking around Portugal, I'm the same guy everywhere because I'm okay with that. I don't have to figure out which one am I right now. Professional, business. I used to joke around, if you're afraid of, putting up yourself drinking a glass of wine on your social profile, it's like, do you work with moms? Because they drink a lot of wine. Okay. We don't need to be perfect. We need to connect. And those are two different things. Okay. Best sources for real estate news, guys, realestatenews.com. And these will be in the slides too. My own, like, you just look at the stuff I post, guys, and then go remix it or talk about it. Nowbam.com. You've got housingwire.com, you've got CNBC, there's so many different places, guys. Like, just go to any. Keeping Current Matters is a great one for real estate specific stuff. Are reels stronger or stories? Reels get more views. Stories are the most valuable place left on the internet because there's no algorithm. Every single view on a story, those little circles at the top, had nothing to do with an algorithm. It was somebody's finger going and clicking it, saying, I want to hear what you have to say. Okay. So again, at the Social Mastermind, I go in depth on stories and how to do them and how to get views and how to, whatever. But stories are the most valuable asset left on the planet for social. But reels get more views, but stories views are more powerful. They're like 10 times more powerful. Do you suggest using a boost? Yes. The beauty of the internet is that you can put out multiple pieces of content, multiple videos, and you think they're all great, but the internet tells you which one is great. So what we do once a month is that I look at all the videos I've put out, and then I go look at the horse race, and I'm like, which ones worked? Which ones did the internet tell us are the best ones? And then I put money behind those. Imagine if you were able to only put money behind the winning horse. Like, that's what you can do with social. That's what you can do with the internet. It's just wait and see who wins. And then once that video wins, go, let's put some money behind it. Let's see how it does. So yes, I absolutely do. And there's a lot of you guys on here. I'll tell you that right now. Guys, I'm going to say one more time, and then I have to I got to run because I got other things, and I've also got flights and everything else today. One more time, guys, jaredjamestoday.com/social mastermind, May 29th and 30th. We're going to sell out on this. It's going to be a changing event for some of you who know that you need to finally understand this thing, okay, that we call social. So make sure you get on that. Make sure you're connected, connect with jared.com, guys, connect on all the platforms. I'll be on the flight later answering questions from you guys. All right. And I'll try to look in here and do these things as well. Share this. If you're watching right now and you thought this was helpful, just hit that share button, guys. That means the world to me. It gets it out to more people. I'm doing this for free. So that would be just a huge thing for me. If you weren't here in the beginning, go to my Instagram, that photo I put up right before I went live here. You have a chance of winning 2 free tickets to the Jared James Advance happening September 18th and 19th in Orlando, 2 full days. Probably the most relevant advance we've ever done with all the changes happening in the industry. So go comment, follow, whatever, and get your chance to win tickets. Even if you don't win tickets, guys, get to the advance. Like, that is going to be an event that, especially with everything going on in our industry, you all need to be at. Your office needs to be at. That's going to be a game changer for a lot of you guys. So get to that sucker. And again, as always, guys, if you're not in our academy, $99 a month, if you're not in, you're not working with one of our coaches, whatever, like, we talk about this kind of stuff and more. We're in a world right now where your consumers, they deserve to work with a pro, somebody who's working with someone, holding them accountable. They're learning on a regular basis. We can all get better. Okay. So I'm going to, yeah, guys, I saw somebody write in here. What if I'm just not that great at social right now? Yeah, the mastermind's for you. Like, we're going to take it from bottom to top when it comes to that mastermind. And the social mastermind, guys, it's also a workshop. Like, we're bringing stuff, and I'm not only teaching, we're doing it on the spot. We're going to get out of our comfort zone. We're going to see what works and what doesn't. We're going to get behind the curtain with the great Oz, so to say, like, what's actually happening here. Okay. And so I'm going to look at some of your accounts and be breaking down what needs to change and what needs to, like I said, guys, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. There are not many chances I get right now to sit in a suite with people for 2 days and just one by one talk about what I'm doing, how to do it, what you need to be doing. Like, I don't get to do that anymore. So, and on top of that, it's Vegas. It's fun. We all go to dinner together after night 1. After night 2, if you stay through May 30th, Friday night, I think they said Steve Aoki is playing. Now, I don't usually go to clubs, but I think we are that night. So that should be a good time. It's, and it's complete tax write-off. Okay. It's what a lot of you need to get better. Okay. For those of you, by the way, that filled out with that, went to jaredjamestoday.com/free and you filled out for the slides, I'll try to send you a list of resources and such in the email we send later. Don't worry about the initial email. The email I send later from the flight, We'll have a lot of that kind of stuff. Okay. So as I always say, guys, I want to keep helping you at the best rate that I possibly can. I love you guys to death. I hope this was somewhat helpful today. If it was, hit that share button, comment, and just let me know in the comments that this was helpful for you. But more than anything, share it with somebody else. This is an overview, a very high level overview of what needs to happen. And I think on some level, many of you heard a couple things that you're going, yeah, I could probably do that better. Okay. But the main thing, guys, social media is not social media. It's modern day marketing. Visibility trumps ability. The average person remembers 2 to 3 people in your marketplace. If it's not you, you're not winning. The number of transactions is not the problem in your area. The number of transactions that your name is on is the problem. That's all that matters right now. Okay. So guys, love you to death. I got a few things to do here and then I'm going to be flying out. I'll check all your DMs later today when I'm on that flight. Some of you I'll see in Portugal and Turkey and all these different places. I'll see at other live events throughout the year. We're booking like crazy with speaking events and all that stuff. I'd love to have a ton of you in our programs, whether you're at the mastermind or not. And every single one of you should be at the advance in September 18th and 19th. It's going to be killer, guys. I've got more notes for that than I've ever had for an event in my life. Love you all. I will see you guys soon. Talk to you.